and so people cannot go to their farm. But the Trump government have said enough is enough this time, that Tinubu must take action. But do you think Tinubu has what it takes to give, justice to the Fulani?
Tinubu doesn't have what it takes because he has failed ever since the day. I told you people, and one thing whenever I'm speaking, many people is not believing on what I said until when it starts happening. I told you that Tinubu is not going to offer anything positive. As you can see it now. Today, isn't today not 29? How old is Tinubu in the office?
2 years.
Today, making Tinubu 2 years. Is that not so? Then please, yes, definitely we give credit to himself. Why not? He's supposed to give him credit to himself. After all, Lisa, when he fall from up, nobody clap for him. He definitely not his head to clap for himself. How many years did the governor of Abia State spend in office? The same 2 years. 2 years. Please, let's check and balance. Regard to that Abia State impact which he has played in Abia State, to compare the over almost 30 years of Abia State and these 2 years now of Abia State, you will see the fact that this person in 2 years is able to put on the ground for us to see. Seeing is believing. Tinubu, what have you performed? Nothing. What have you put on the ground? Nothing. Even the tax reform was controlled and ruled to the favor of the Fulanis, because, and I told you that is how they want it, and that is how it came to pass. Tinubu is no, they are still controlling with Bola Ahmed Tinubu too. Anything he said, they will counter it. And president, Baba is a ceremonial president. He's just a picture. You understand? It's just sitting down there answering the name president. But in terms of action, he's not the one acting. He's not the one ruling. The Fulani is the cabal which they have under Jonathan. This woman said the cabal. Those cabals are the ones still ruling Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If he tell you that he doesn't have a godfather, he's lying. The godfathers are still ruling him, controlling him and dictating and deciding for him. And that has been the system. So Tinubu doesn't have anything to offer. And he cannot stop this Fulani, these killings. Let me tell you, my brother. The very day, the worst mistake he made was the mistake of choosing Shetima. The leader of Boko Haram, the commander of Boko Haram, the infotech network of Boko Haram is the one that he made as a running mate, because he want to, win the Northern's heart, Northern people's heart, for them to give him what? Vote. That was why in 2023, you can see so many traders that enter Lagos, which are the pity Lagosians, so, are the pity Yoruba, so. I'm telling you, this thing I'm saying now, go and I may die, but put it down. Do you understand me? I may not be alive to witness it. I may be alive to witness it. A day is coming. The same Fulanis, they have conquered Agege already. The same Fulanis will rise up to take up Lagos. By the time they take up Lagos, they don't conquer Yoruba as a whole. I'm telling you the fact, because that has been their mission. See them. Is there any part of Nigeria that these people have not laid hand on? Go to Taraba today. Is this the latest one? Kogi, Benue, Platea, Imo State, Enugu State, Ebonyi State. The only place that is a little bit fair now, currently as we speak, in the whole federation, is Abia State. Little bit fair. Lagos State, a little bit fair, yet over 100 Boko Haram has been captured in Lagos State. What was their mission? The other day, it was in Ondo. Do you understand? Of which these people have a serious gun battle with Amoteku. I am telling you the truth. Even as we speak now, there was a confession coming from the military that the two militaries was gunned down after facing a serious gun battle with what? With ISWAP. That is to tell you different groups with a different vision and different mission. And all they are doing was to make sure that they kill every Christians in Nigeria, in all the diaspora of the Federation. And the Bola Ahmed Tinubu have never sent any message or any strong message or sign or marching order against these Fulanis. But when 16 of them was giving jungle justice in Urome, Edo State, Tinubu sent marching order. In other words, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is partnering with these people. Yes, that is what it means. Because these people, if a man that defended himself, Sunday Jackson, if he can be sentenced to death, then how many Fulanis, I am asking, how many for these herdsmen, Fulanis that have been killing people, how many of them have been sentenced to death? The same Boko Haram, you will hear say Boko Haram don't repent. They will carry gun, give them, and give them military uniform. But in Sunday Jackson did not have repentance from the Supreme Court. They cannot forgive him. They cannot see reason why they should waive that because it's a self-defense. You can see bruises on his body that yes, he struggled to survive. On that note, he defended himself by stabbing the man to death, because if he didn't do that, the man may end up taking his life. He said he should free. Where will he free when he's injured on his leg? How do you expect him to free? And if he should allow that one to remain alive, do you know what would have happened to him? And many people have died like that. And up to today, Supreme Court have not given any judgment against the Fulanis. But you go against them, the Supreme Court will write. That is to show that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Supreme Court, High Court, whatsoever court in Nigeria, they are all sponsors of terrorism and they are partnering with the terrorists. Nigeria has been confirmed with this thing, Maba. I am telling you, this thing that I am telling you is something that it is too obvious when I watch this video, when I watch everything about this, the way they handle this, it pains me as if the guy is my brother, my blood. Somebody struggled in his own farm where he went to farm on his own land. Not that he trespassed, on his own land. God-given gift to land to farm. Nigerian government is not feeding him. They are not paying his children's school fees. Neither are they paying his house rent. He struggled to survive through farming. Then somebody from nowhere carry cow to come and destroy the farmland, the crops, to destroy the farm. And at the same time, he turned because he decided he wanted to stop them. He intended to kill him to take his life. Then he defended it. Look at the way Nigerian government and Nigerian Supreme Court turned the case again that he should have free to wear. For how long shall we continue to run? And this running, when we will run, when are we going to reach? When are we run and where will we reach our destination with the running? For how long? For how long, my brother? So it's annoying and it's alarming that we have Bola Ahmed Tinubu and we are not getting justice. We are not getting matter the way we should. We expected from him. He has failed. So you can see in the in the angle of the point I am going that Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot do anything regard to this insecurity in Nigeria. They have all failed.
But we saw Gumi, a lot of people have accused Gumi of sponsoring terrorism here in Nigeria. We saw what Saudi did to him, and at the same time, a lot of people, he said what he was extradited, or sorry, he was deported.
No.
It was deported to Nigeria because of what? Because of his because of what he says, as regards global issues. But a lot of people have said it's a lie because you are part of people that are sponsoring terrorism, and remember that UAE government released 6 names, during 2021, during Buhari era, of people sponsoring terrorism. Do you think his name was among the names?
My brother, you don't need to think. You and I are in this country under Muhammadu Buhari. Sheikh Gumi was the chief negotiator between the terrorists and the federal government. Do you understand? And a country like Saudi, despite the fact that they are Islamic nation, that shows me and you that in Islam, there are people that are still different. Islam differs. For Saudi to turn Gumi down, it means that they don't like the pattern and the mindset and the way Sheikh Gumi, is running his own religion. You understand? Or his own belief or faith. And it's quite different from what the Saudi religion is all about, or Islamic is saying. Do you get it? So, and on this note, that was why they said, please, go back to where you are coming from. And let me tell you, do you know why they return him back? They are regarding this country as a terrorist nation. And no good nation will welcome anybody, that have anything to partner or anything linked to terrorism. No good country that can welcome it. Whether Muslim or not, or Christian, no good country. Are you trying to tell me that Saudi indigenous are not in America or in Israel? They are there living freely. But because they are not involved or engaged in anything terrorism acts, that's why they allow them. They are moving freely. But Sheikh Gumi, being a terrorist, a sponsorer, a chief negotiator, being the one traveling, that's why they say, no, Oga, somebody like you are coming to initiate what you have succeeded initiating in Nigeria. You are coming to initiate it in our country. And if that should happen, Saudi will not have peace because it's a peaceful nation. And they want their peace to continue to live in peace. So Sheikh Gumi want to go and pollute that country. And that is why they saw it coming and they deported him immediately. Back to sender. Then that means Nigerian terrorism country have sent Gumi to go and introduce it in Saudi Arabia. Saudi say back to sender. That is what it means.
Okay. Thank you very much.
God bless you.
The United States has condemned the recent wave of attack from across the country. They call it a wave of violence, a wave of terrorist attack. Now, when you think about United States of America, you might not agree with them based on they themselves have destabilized so many nations. They have attacked so many nations and caused violence there, like Libya and other countries. But one thing you should not play with them is their intelligence. We were all here in 2019 or 2020 thereabout, if I'm not mistaken, when the US released an intelligence that Russia is about to invade Ukraine. And a lot of people were laughing at the United States, and they were saying that no, it's not possible in this 21st century again for Europe to go into war. It can't happen, and it won't happen. A lot of people, they mocked US with cartoon on television. Just imagine. So after 2 weeks of that intelligence report, Russia carried out assault on Donetsk and all those, all those cities that they have claimed from Ukraine now today. What am I trying to explain in this video? Yes, we have been telling you about the terrorist attack from across the nation. We have been telling you that Nigeria is under siege. But if you do not believe our report, believe what the US is telling you. Yes, you might not agree with them in every other thing, but when they tell you that this is this, believe them. They are telling Nigeria there is a wave of terror attack. Nigeria is under siege. And they mention some states, like Imo State, they mention Platea, Benue, and other. So they mention all parts of the country, so it is holistic. And I am marveled at some Nigerians who are still, playing game with the level of killing insecurity in Nigeria. I understand that we have population in Nigeria getting to 200 million loss, that even though 1 million people died today, others will continue to live until they die. That is the normal Nigerian mentality. It doesn't concern them as far as the thing is not happening in their household. They don't care. If you even talk to them about insecurity, they will tell you, no, beg. It doesn't concern them until they will be affected directly by the, insecurity before they will begin to talk. All right. Now, this is the article that reads that United States Embassy condemns terror attack in Nigeria, calls on Tinubu government to deliver justice. Unfortunately, the Tinubu's government is not going to do anything. Absolutely nothing, because the power to stop the insecurity is not in the hand of Tinubu, just like what happened to Goodluck Jonathan. Jonathan was stripped of his power. And when I am telling some Nigerians that this person is not in charge, this person can't do this, is he not the president? I look at people and laugh, because you don't still know Nigeria. If you know Nigeria, you will not come out to say a president can change the country. He's the commander-in-chief. Mention one person who is not ready to die that can come out and become president and do anything. First of all, for you to become a president of Nigeria, meaning you have succumbed. Quote me anywhere. Forget about people deceiving you that they can do this, they can do that. If they enter there, they will do the worst. There is a system error. The neo-colonists who are still controlling this country, they are not tired of letting go of the greed. They grip Nigeria. They grip so many African countries. They aid insecurity. They are after your resources. They don't want to see you progressing. That is the reason why they told Gowon not to honor the Aburi Accord between him and Ojukwu. And that is the reason why we are here we are. So, it is important we know what is happening from around us. Now, it is that the United States Embassy in Nigeria has condemned the recent wave of violence that has gripped different parts of the country, particularly in Borno, Imo, Benue, and Plateau states. The embassy, while describing the attacks as deeply troubling, asked the Bola Tinubu government to conduct a comprehensive investigation into the attacks and bring the perpetrators to justice. The United States Embassy, they themselves, they are psychophants. I know the meetings going on in United States. I know about some, decision-making bodies that can influence the government who are already submitting reports to the House, to the government, to the White House, and also to the legislative houses about the situation report in Nigeria. And one of them is saying that Nigeria is not a country Christians can live. One of them is citing about different laws in Nigeria. For example, in the northern Nigeria, you can marry a minor and you are free. In the south, you cannot try it. You will go to 14 years imprisonment and you call it a nation. In your own mentality, what is a nation? Can you define a nation for me? And if you talk, they will tell you the unity in our diversity. Nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. That child abuse is not offense in some part of the country. And child abuse is a punishable offense in some part of the country. It doesn't make sense. Some part of the country, you can't drink beer, you can't drink alcohol. Some parts, you can do that. Everything is just totally different. That is not the meaning of nation. So that is one of the parts, some group are towing in America. But let's see what happens. I don't trust the United States. These people don't do things without their own selfish interest. So anytime you see them making move, they have their interest there. Now, the embassy, while describing the attack as deeply troubling, asked the Bola Tinubu government to conduct a comprehensive investigation into the attack and bring the perpetrators to justice. Okay, I read that. In a brief statement shared on Wednesday via its official account on X, formerly Twitter, the embassy said that the United States Embassy in Nigeria is deeply saddened by and condemns recent acts of violence in Borno, in Imo, and most recently in Benue and Plateau states. The ongoing threats faced by communities and community leaders in Nigeria are deeply troubling. We extend our heartfelt condolences to all those affected by these senseless acts. We look to Nigerian authorities to conduct thorough investigation to hold those responsible accountable. The United States stands with Nigeria in its efforts to promote peace, security, and respect for human rights across the country. Now, out of the article, recently Sheikh Ahmed Gumi, one of the controversial Islamic clerics, was bounced from United Arab Emirates. They didn't grant him access to enter. They said he said himself because of his view about Gaza, but from other information I received is because of his connection with the bandits. So I don't really know the reason why they did that. He said a different thing. The news we receive is a different thing. Now, they said United Arab Emirates on September 15, 2021. Go and Google it. September 15, 2021. They published 6 names of Nigeria who are sponsoring terrorists. Nigerian government did not try them up to today. But someone like Nnamdi Kanu, they flex power, they do all sort of things because his name sounds evil. Now, the statement comes amid disturbing surge in terrorist attacks, killings, and communal violence that have left hundreds of thousands dead and millions displaced across several Nigerian states. In Borno State, Boko Haram and Islamic State West African Province, ISWAP, insurgents have continued their prolonged campaign of terror. Despite military offensive, sporadic ambushes, suicide bombing, and targeted killings persist, affecting mostly rural communities and internally displaced persons, IDP camps. In Benue State, suspected herdsmen attack on agrarian communities have escalated in recent months. Last week alone, over 30 people were reported killed in separate raids on Guma and Okun local government area. Homes were razed and many fled for safety, adding to the state's growing humanitarian crisis. Out of the article, United States Embassy. So are they going to tell us that they didn't see the video of the local government chairman saying that the military confessed that they did not receive order to fight the terrorists from, Plateau State. They didn't receive order to fight terrorists. So they didn't hear about that. Now, the Plateau State has witnessed, repeated cycle of ethno-religious and herder farmers violence, and that is wrong. The governor has come out to say that this line of lies will not last long. That this is not the herder farmers class, this is ethnic cleansing. In April, the article continues, coordinated attacks on communities in Bekos and Mango local government left more than 70 people dead. Survivors have recounted horrific scenes of execution-style killing, arson, and mass displacement. In the southeast, Imo State remains a hotspot of deadly unrest, often linked to the separatist movement and armed criminal gangs. Security forces and residents have been targeted in ambushes, including recent attack in Ondo that left several policemen dead. The United States Embassy statement added that growing international concern over Nigeria's deteriorating security situation. Rights group and humanitarian organizations have repeatedly called on the government to strengthen protections for vulnerable populations and end impunity surrounding the mass killing. President Bola Tinubu's administration has pledged to prioritize security, but the resurgence of violence has raised questions about the effectiveness of the federal and state levels intervention. The end of the article. Now, let me let you know something. You see, it is easy to talk that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. Very easy to talk. But do you have the ability to do it? Is it not the same Tinubu that told us that if you fight insecurity that they are going to kill him? He did not deny the allegation. He was, exposed on the national television. Nigeria is not sustainable. So all these things is just pretense and act of deceiving ourselves. And most of these countries, they don't want to just do something that will offend the powers that be in Nigeria because of their interest. They want to see Nigeria being destabilized, so that they will continue to use the opportunity to take our mineral resources, lend lost money. If you didn't pay, you have uranium, you have gold, you have crude oil, so they will come and explore your oil. If you like, you pay the debt they are borrowing you. If you like, don't pay. Their focus is these people have the natural resources that we can use to take our money back. How long are we going to continue like this? Anyway, it is what it is. Nigeria is on that stage. It's not sustainable. Either it's affecting you directly or indirectly. It is time for you to plan ahead, because this is not the way to start. It will continue, 2015, it was not like this. 2016, the graph is just increasing like this, going upward. Even in the year 2022, all our communities were not experiencing all these Fulani terrorist attacks. From 2023, after the presidential election, our former governor Ifeanyi Okowa was, deputy candidate to vice presidential candidate to Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, and immediately the flag off campaign, these people trooped to our communities. They came in pretense that they want to help our parents to work, to do their farm works. So after that, we started hearing about kidnapping, and that is what it is up to today. But I thank people who are really resisting the attacks that are going on. So that is why I said people should plan ahead. Don't think that this is how everything is going to be. I am Okochapi myself, talking reality out of issues.